Okay, so in this, we're going to work on the sine law and the ambiguous case. So what this is telling us is that as we use the sine law, it may give us an answer, but it may not be the only answer. So what we have to do is just look at this. So I'm going to draw this out. Let's say we have the angle of A. That's an angle of A is 30 degrees. My side A is 24, and I have this other side B, and that's going to be 42. So if I want this angle, I'm just going to draw this out. Quite big, I think, actually, here. Sorry, I was thinking about that. So I have this, and this is going to be 30 degrees, and this is my base, and then I have this side A, and this is 24 degree or 24 units, so we could call it centimeters. And this is my side B, and this is going to be 42. So I don't know really how or where this is going to touch, right? Like this leg could touch it once. So let's draw another triangle here just to show it. So I could have something like this. And if I keep drawing that, it might touch it here, but this is for one angle. What if this rotated and it intersected it here? And there's another angle. So that's a bit of the angle. So we have this angle as well and this angle. So we kind of have to, these angles are different as are these two angles. So we need to know, does this intersect it just once or does it intersect it twice? So that's the ambiguous case. So how we do this is we draw this vertical line right here, like we did with the proof, and we say that this is the height of the triangle. So if this is smaller than that, what that would mean is we actually have this case where this is too short. It can't even make this right triangle. The leg that I was given is too short. It can't touch the ground. So this is when my side A is less than H. Okay, and what is H? Well, H is just, in this case, in our problem, it's 42 times sine 30. Right? So if we look at this and we say, well, H for this equation is actually just SOHCAHTOA, and that's 42 times the sine of 30. And the sine of 30 is 1/2, so 42 times 1/2 is just 21. Okay, cool. So now my H is 21, and my A value is bigger than it. So I know I have at least one triangle, but do I have two? So if my side A is bigger than my side B, so if this is bigger than this, then I only have one solution. And that's to say that, what if I had this? And this is a little, it's small, but this one is huge. Okay? So this is B, and this is A, and that's my side A. If this rotated, it's going to miss. It's never going to intersect again. So you only have one. Okay? Now, if A equaled H, then I only get one triangle. But if A is less than B and A is bigger than H, we have two solutions. And that's this case right here, where my side A is bigger than H and less than B. So this is pretty handy. We can actually write what A or what H is. So we know that H is actually just B sine of my angle A. Okay, so now if we've kind of gone through all the possible solutions. We also have no solutions, that if A is less than H, we have no solutions. Okay, so these are the possible ones. There's no solution, two solutions, and this is one solution, And the other solution with one is just, let's do a little triangle here, and it's when a equals h, and that has one solution. Okay, so we're going to go through and we're going to solve this. I have to get another piece of paper. We'll shimmy this all down. So we're right here. Okay, we don't have a lot of room. Oh, you know what I can do? Look at this magic. So now we draw this out again. Okay, so this is 42, this is 24, this is 30 degrees. Okay, so H. So H for this triangle is 42 sine 30, which equals 21. So my A value is bigger than H, and my A is less than B. So B is this, and H is this. So I have two solutions. Okay, so let's go through. We'll do the sine law now. So we have 24 over sine 30 equals, and then I'm going to solve for this. So this will be my angle B. 42 over sine B, and I want to solve for B. So I'm going to cross multiply, and I'm going to divide that out. So then I have sine B equals 42 sine 30 over 24. So we already determined that this was a half. So a half divided by 24, it's just going to be a really small number. So B is going to be the arc sine of, and then I'm going to throw all these numbers in. So 42 divided by 24 times by sine of 30, we get 0.875. And then we calculate for that. Sorry, I've fallen off the page there. We can shimmy this all up. And we do the arc sine of my answer, and I get 61 degrees. There's some rounding error, but that's good. Okay, so that's this one. Now, what I want to do is figure out what this other possible triangle is. So I now have solved B. I can determine what angle C is. So angle C is just going to be 180 degrees minus angle A minus angle B. So that equals, well, that's 150. So that's 90. So that's 89 degrees. So then if I wanted to find side C, this is that. So now what I would do is I'd say, well, I can just do the sine law again. So now I have C over the sine of 89, and that equals, I can use B or I can use A. Let's use A. So that equals 24 over sine 30. So this tells me that side C equals 24 sine 89 over sine 30. So we put this in our calculator. And that equals 47.99. So almost 48. Okay, so now we've solved for this version of the triangle. This is 42, 24, and let's just write 48. It's really close to 48. This was 30 degrees. This is 61, and this is 89. So that's our completed triangle. But what about the ambiguous case? So we're going to draw the same triangle again. All right, I can't seem to get the page. So what we had was so this is 42, that's 24, and this is 30 degrees. So we've kind of just drawn this triangle, but I'm doing the alternate, the other possible solution when this arm rotates in. So how would I find this? What is this angle? Well, that theta is actually just equal to 180 degrees minus what it was when I first solved it. So that's just 61. So when we first solved the sine law for the unknown angle, we got 61. So the complementary angle is a 180 minus 61. So that just gives me 119. Okay? So now I've solved for this angle. Now I need to solve for this one. So this is my angle C. So C is just then 180 minus A minus B. So that tells me it's 150 minus 119, which is 31 degrees. So now I want to find side C. So side C is just sine of 31 equal C over sine 31 is then 42 over the sine of 119. Now we solve for C, and we have 42 sine 31 over the sine of 119. Now we put that into a calculator. 42 sine 31 divided by sine 119. And that equals 24.73. So that's our completed triangle. Now we know that this is going to be 119, 31, 30, and this is 42, 24, 24.73. So we have two cases to this. So you have to be careful. So what you really need to do is when you're given this initial triangle, this is my angle A, this is my side A, this is B. I know that there's a height here, that if I just drew it straight down to this leg at the bottom, that H and H equals B sine A. Now what I need to do is make sure that A is bigger than H and it's less than B, and then I have two solutions.